I was not planning on making another WCPW video on this channel, but due to the support you guys gave on the video on WCPW's Rise and Fall, I thought I'd come back for one more. What's going on, guys? It's Tom or Thompson Wrestling, and today we're going to be discussing the WCPW Pro Wrestling World Cup. We're going to look at the entire tournament and then review the show where the semi-finals and finals took place. Before we get into it though, I would like to thank my Patreon supporters who are all listed here. Over on my Patreon, I'm going to be reviewing Built to Destroy 2016 and No Regrets 2017, so if you guys want to see those reviews as well as more exclusive content from me, check out my Patreon link down below. It would really help me during these trying times and would be very much appreciated. Also, I got a brand new mic. Let me know how it sounds. I'm not sure how it sounds, but anyway, enough with the time wasting. Let's just get into this video.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you are watching Top 10 Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
So yeah, how the Pro Wrestling World Cup worked is that it was split into different legs. You had the England leg, the Scotland leg, America, Canada, Germany, Mexico, Japan, and rest of the world. There would be qualifying tournaments where 2 wrestlers from each leg would qualify for the tournament to make up 16 people. So you'd have 2 English people, 2 Scots, 2 people from the rest of the world, 2 Americans, etc, etc. So let's go through each leg and talk about what happened. In the first round of the England leg, Will Ospreay beat Martin Kirby, Rampage beat Nick Aldis, Zack Sabre Jr. beat Marty Scurll, and Jimmy Havoc beat Zach Gibson. And in the finals, Will Ospreay beat Rampage, and Zack Sabre Jr. beat Jimmy Havoc. So Zack Sabre Jr. and Will Ospreay were the England qualifiers. In the Scottish leg, Drew Galloway defeated Mark Coffey in the first round, BT Gunn defeated Lewis Gervin, Joe Coffey defeated Liam Thompson, and Kenny Williams defeated Joe Hendry. Then in the finals, Drew Galloway and Joe Coffey won, but then Drew Galloway had to drop out, so Kenny Williams and BT Gunn faced off because they were the other finalists, and Kenny Williams won. So in the end, Joe Coffey and Kenny Williams were the ones who qualified. In the Mexican leg, Pentagon defeated Phoenix, El Ligero defeated Drago, Rey Mysterio defeated Alberto Del Rio in the company's most viewed video, and Juventud defeated El Hijo del Dos Caras. I probably said that wrong. Then in the finals, Pentagon and Rey Mysterio qualified. We're going to skim through these a little quicker. In the Canadian leg, Michael Elgin, Harry Smith, Kyle O'Reilly and Mike Bailey won the first rounds, and to qualify, Michael Elgin and Mike Bailey won. In the German leg, Bad Bones, Cash Money Erkin, Damac and Lucky Kid won the first round, and then to qualify, it was Bad Bones and Lucky Kid who won the finals. In the Japan leg, Kushida, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi and Ryusuke Taguchi won the first round, defeating the likes of Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger, 2 legends right there, and in the finals, Kushida and Takahashi won, and they qualified for the World Cup. In the American leg, this leg was full of star power. Ricochet defeated Matt Sydal, which sounds amazing. Keith Lee defeated James Storm, which sounds amazing. Lethal won, David Starr won. Then Ricochet beat Keith Lee, which also sounds like a great match. And Jay Lethal beat David Starr. So Ricochet and Jay Lethal qualified. Then for the rest of the world leg, we had 8 wrestlers representing Australia, New Zealand, Netherlands, France, South Africa, Hungary, India and Wales, and in the end it was Travis Banks from New Zealand and Angelico from South Africa who would win these qualifiers. And we now have our 16 wrestlers: Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay, Joe Coffey, Kenny Williams, Pentagon, Rey Mysterio, Michael Elgin, Mike Bailey, Bad Bones, Lucky Kid, Kushida, Takahashi, Ricochet, Jay Lethal, Travis Banks, and Angelico. Now let's look at the matches all the way until the semi-finals. In the first round, Kushida beat Kenny Williams, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Jay Lethal, Hiromu Takahashi defeated Lucky Kid, Joseph Connors defeated Joe Coffey. Basically, it was meant to be Michael Elgin, but Michael Elgin had to miss the booking, so Joseph Connors made his triumphant return to WCPW because they couldn't get a Canadian in time, but it was a huge return and an awesome moment, and he won. Ricochet defeated Angelico, which sounds amazing. Pentagon defeated Bad Bones, which sounds pretty cool. Will Ospreay defeated Rey Mysterio, which was an amazing match, and Mike Bailey defeated Travis Banks. Then in the quarterfinals, Kushida defeated Zack Sabre Jr., Joseph Connors with the upset over Takahashi, Ricochet defeated Pentagon, and Will Ospreay defeated Mike Bailey, and that brings us to where we are now, to the final show, which we're going to be reviewing. We're going to be watching both semi-finals and the finals and talking about it. Let's get into this. The WCPW Pro Wrestling World Cup Finals took place live on August 26, 2017 in Newcastle and was streamed free on YouTube. We've got the semi-finals, finals and some non-tournament matches, and we open the show with the first semi-finals match, as is Joseph Connors representing England taking on Kushida representing Japan. Both men in this match are very over with this crowd, Kushida being the babyface and Connors being of course the home country boy, so it's fairly equal. There's dueling chants throughout the entire match, and the first half of this match was actually fairly slow, but then it actually speeds up a bit, because at the first part I was like, okay, this isn't great, but then it speeds up a bit, gets awesome in the second half, lots of near falls, including Kushida kicking out of the Don't Look Down, and ultimately Kushida wins the match by referee stoppage. I thought this match really picked up. I'm going to give it 3.75 stars. I thought it picked up towards the end. I thought the first half wasn't amazing, it was kind of slow, the crowd didn't seem too into it, but it really did pick up, and both of them did great. For the next match on the show, it's the second semi-final match, as it's Will Ospreay representing England versus Ricochet representing America. This match was not too long after their infamous New Japan match, the Battle of the Super Juniors match, that really split the wrestling community. Many people thought it was just gymnastics, many people thought it was a 5-star match, many people thought it wasn't a wrestling match. It really split the wrestling community, but it was a very famous match, and these two are having their rematch here in WCPW, and the match immediately starts with an awesome sequence, them doing somersaults and crazy moves and stuff. But what I like about this match is that it wasn't too repetitive to the New Japan match. In the end of this match, Ospreay wins with an awesome pinning counter, and this match as a whole was awesome, and the reason I liked it, as I just said, is because it wasn't too similar to the New Japan match. They still kept in the flippy stuff, the sequences every now and then, but I feel like that entire match in New Japan was like one big sequence, whereas this, you know, they fought outside, they did some more stuff, it was a little slowed down a bit, which I think was needed, because if it was the same as the New Japan match, I wouldn't have liked it as much, but I liked this one, and like I said, Ospreay won. I'm going to give it 4.25 stars. Before we get to the final though, we have a couple of non-tournament matches, which we're just going to kind of skim through, because a couple of these weren't good. But we start off with Mike Bailey versus Pentagon. Decent match, Pentagon gets the win, although I thought Mike Bailey looked really good, 3 stars. For the next match, we've got Rampage versus Ligero. Yeah, less said about this match the better. Not due to the match itself, but just due to who's in it. But then again, the match wasn't that good. The Magnificent 7 briefcase is on the line, and Rampage is looking to claim it from Ligero. The match is a big versus small match, and it was pretty boring. I gave it 2 stars, which even I feel was generous, and Ligero gets the win after a low blow and small package to keep the briefcase. Next up, we've got Alex Gracie versus Zack Sabre Jr., where the winner will become the #1 contender for the internet title. Zack Sabre Jr. is brilliant, but this match was fairly average, and Alex Gracie is definitely not on Zack Sabre Jr.'s level, and it did drag quite a bit. 2.5 stars, and Zack Sabre Jr. gets the win, which was the right result. Next up, we have the final non-tournament match of the show. We have Joe Hendry defending the WCPW title against Jack Swagger. So Swagger was released from the WWE 6 months prior to this, and is playing the role of the face in this match, as Hendry is the heel champion. Now, I've been very outspoken about my disdain for Swagger's in-ring work, but this match was better than I expected. Not saying it was good, just better than I expected. I'm going to give this 2.5 stars, and Hendry thankfully retains. What a weird match to say took place in WCPW. And finally, here we go. It's the main event of the evening, and it's the finals of the Pro Wrestling World Cup 2017. the culmination of about 6 months of tournament matches. Will it deliver? Who will win? Let's find out, as it's Will Ospreay representing England versus Kushida representing Japan, and this match was absolutely brilliant, just amazing. I loved it. It was fast paced, featured great action. I thought it was a really good idea to have Henry versus Swagger before this, because that match was very slow, so it makes this match look even better. It featured great action, and it also featured brilliant storytelling, as Will Ospreay solidified his face turn by not letting Bea Priestley interfere. And to this day, it still surprises me that Kushida won, especially given Ospreay being like a WCPW regular and having just turned face. It could have made sense for the story. He could have turned face by winning the title, or winning the tournament even. But either way, Kushida winning was a welcome surprise. He managed to catch Ospreay when going for an Oz cutter and hit him with the Back to the Future small package driver to win the match and win the World Cup. I am speaking so fast right now, it's just because I love talking about this match, because it was so good. In the comment section of this live stream on YouTube, people were saying that this match was 5 stars, and in all my reviews, I have never given a match 5 stars. Here we go, 5 stars. First ever 5-star match on my channel. It's not prestigious at all because it's coming from me, but still, well done Kushida and Ospreay. You guys had an amazing match, and I absolutely loved it. And after the match, Kushida celebrated with Ospreay and Priestley, but then they were attacked by the Prestige, which I really didn't like, because I really felt like that diminished the moment. Anyway, my final grade for the show is 3.75 stars. I feel as though the non-tournament matches really dragged down this show, because the semi-finals, like the tournament matches, were brilliant, all 3 of them, but the non-tournament matches really dragged down the show, so I can't give it 4 stars just by good conscience. I have to put it just under. But overall, I did like the show. It was a good show. Like, this is still a good rating, and like I said, the tournament was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, smack the like button. The WCPW community is still going strong. I want to thank you guys for the support on the last WCPW video. I didn't expect it to do this well, and I don't expect this video to do too well, but I thought I'd make it anyway, just as a thank you to all the WCPW fans who've been supporting the channel recently. Anyway, like the video, sub with notifications on, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye, and keep on rolling.
Kickback, chilling out, maxing, relaxing. Summertime weather, fantastic. Kickback, I'ma crack another cold one. Barbecue chicken almost done. Kickback, ayy. All the shorties came through, and my friends came too. It's a vibe at the kickback, yeah. And we live in the kickback. What's up? What's up? They making fun of me. They say that I don't season my chicken. That ain't true though, cause I put the salt and pepper up in it. Not for real.